Good Wednesday morning, Oswego, and welcome to Top in the Morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Sebastian Edmond. We'll have more of an in-depth look at your top stories in just a moment, but first, a quick check with your weather to get you started with Lucy Bergman.
Good morning, Sebastian. If you're stepping outside right now for your first class, you are seeing a temperature of about 32 degrees. A stray flurry or more persistent flurries moving into our area finally. Approaching is this big storm system that we are talking about. If we take a peek at our national radar, we'll see that it's sitting right over us and it's moving into our area. We are seeing some scattered snow showers from this morning. So unfortunately, we are going to see the storm strengthening for Wednesday, this low pressure system moving up the coast, and we are seeing the heaviest snow here in Oswego, unfortunately. However, behind this, some nicer weather, but today's the thing to watch. I'll have more on that in just a little bit, but for right now, I'll send it back to the desk to Sebastian. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Lucy. 10 serious nuclear power plant incidents have occurred in the United States recently, and 9 Mile Point here in Oswego is believed to be one of the cases. 9 Mile Nuclear Power Plant is the second oldest running plant in the country. The extent of the supposed issue is unknown at this time, and professional personnel will be looking into potential problems with the power plant. Oswego is currently in the process of getting a fourth power plant in the area. The Oswego City app, which launched 6 months ago, has been successful, but not without some bumps in the road. The app allows residents of the city to report problems directly to the appropriate department. Common Councilor Eric Van Buren, the man who helped get the app into existence, says that the $2,000 a month cost to maintain the service is well worth it considering the progress it has made for citizens. Several Oswego County groups are launching a survey program to better understand tourism in an effort to boost the industry. About 600 businesses in the area will be asked questions about their store and future plans for it. The New York Sea Grant, SUNY Oswego's Office of Business and Community Relations are some of the groups leading participation in the study. The survey was originally developed by Ohio State University and has been used in other states. Businesses have until May 12th to take part in it. Firefighters responded to a situation in a vacant building this past Monday. A fire broke out in the attic of an empty apartment complex at 101 Harbor Drive shortly before noon. The blaze was put out within 15 minutes, and the estimated damage is approximately $15,000 to $20,000. The source of the incident is still under investigation by Oswego Fire Protection District Battalion Chief Jeff Warren and others. And after a dramatic win for the Oswego State men's ice hockey team at SUNY Geneseo, the SUNYAC champions will begin their run in the NCAA tournament tonight. The Lakers will be hosting the NESCAC champions Bowdoin Polar Bears at the Campus Center Ice Arena tonight at 7 p.m. Both sides are reigning back-to-back champions of their conference. The Lakers finished the regular season ranked number 7 nationally, while the Polar Bears stand at number 12. The winner will move on to the quarterfinals and play at Babson College this Saturday. We're going to take a quick break, but first let's take a look at what happened on this day in history. You're watching Top in the Morning.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK. I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me?
We're in a huge fight right now.
Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming
This
over.
isn't a
What'd you
joke.
dream about? Me?
My number? Are you on your
I'm
list?
lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
And welcome back to Top in the Morning. Sebastian Edmond joined alongside me, Lucy Bergman, our meteorologist. So it was only a matter of time before we would get hit with heavy snow again.
Yes, unfortunately, we are being hit with heavy snow right now, but we are not the only ones. This is a really big, widespread storm out there. We are seeing our current conditions right now at about 32 degrees. And if we do look across the state, we are seeing that the cold spot is over in Buffalo. They're sitting at about 32 this morning. Our warm spot is down in New York City, 40 degrees for them. And this makes a difference when you're looking at the precipitation that's falling from the sky. We are seeing some snow, even though we're a little bit above freezing, but to our south, they're seeing mainly rain, and that's why their temperatures are so much warmer. If we take a peek at our regional radar, we are seeing this widespread snow finally moving into our area. We've been talking about it for a while, and it is here today. If we zoom out a little bit more and take a peek at the storm as a whole, we are seeing that there was this area of precipitation here and to our south, and they've kind of combined, and that's why this is going to be a storm that we are going to talk about in the next 24 hours. We do have a winter storm warning until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning because we are having snow accumulations anywhere between 10 and 18 inches. This is a really wide range for our snow totals, and that's because of the differing temperatures that we're going to see today. Behind this storm, we are seeing bitter cold returning for tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're going to have wind chill values sub-zero, possibly closer to -15 tomorrow morning as you're stepping out the door. I'll have more on that in just a little bit. But first, the snowfall totals for tomorrow, today into tomorrow. We are in this 12 to 18-inch band, unfortunately. So if you want to head outside tonight to that game in the campus center, make sure you're taking precautions and bundling up because there is going to be quite a bit of snow falling from the sky. Today, we do see our high temperature of 30 degrees. That's what we're hitting this morning. Our temperatures are dropping throughout the day because of our winds. They're from the north at 20 to 30 miles per hour, and that's gusts upwards of 45 miles per hour today. So that's really going to pick up the lighter snow that falls in the afternoon, and it's going to blow it around, making visibility really hard to see. If we time out your storms with us today, we are seeing at 11 a.m. we are seeing widespread snow in the area, some heavier darker blue bands as we move to 2 p.m. And if we jump right ahead to 8 p.m., we are seeing, again, those heavier dark blue bands. However, if you're stepping out tomorrow morning by 5 a.m., I hope you're not up at that time because that's pretty early. But we are seeing these snow showers dissipate, some lingering snow showers until 12 p.m. tomorrow. So we are going to see some snow flurries sticking around for about 24 hours. Snow accumulations tonight of 2 to 4 inches, 9 degrees is your temperature. Your real feel, however, will be below zero. We're looking at about -10 for your wind chills. Those winds are pretty powerful from the north at 25 to 30 miles per hour. So if you're heading out to the game again, please wear those layers. Make sure you protect your face and your ears and also your hands. Put on a good pair of gloves. This low pressure system is intensifying as it moves off the coast tonight. We are going to see some snow remaining from that. Tomorrow, however, good news, clearing snow. We might see some peaks of sun in the afternoon. Bitter cold, however, tomorrow. Again, winds, they're sticking around. They're here for a while. We're going to see very cold conditions. However, if we take a peek at late week, we are seeing this dip in the jet stream that's going to bring in some cold air for Thursday. However, your Friday travel plans, if you're heading home for spring break, are looking pretty favorable. 38 degrees, we're warming right back up, and some partly sunny skies to start Friday and to start the weekend. I'll have more on your full forecast coming up in just a little bit, but for right now, I'll send it back to the desk to Sebastian.
Thank you, Lucy. At least one of the 2 men traveling on a missing Malaysian Airlines jetliner was an Iranian asylum seeker, officials said Tuesday, as baffled authorities expanded their search for the Boeing 777 on the opposite side of the country from where it disappeared nearly 4 days ago with 239 people on board. CBS News correspondent Chip Reed reports that the waters between Malaysia and Vietnam are relatively shallow. But shallow water presents its own problems. Tides and currents are stronger, scattering debris more quickly. In a diplomatic dig at Russia, U.S. President Barack Obama is hosting the new Ukrainian Prime Minister at the White House, a high-profile gesture aimed at cementing the West's allegiance to Ukraine's fledgling government. White House spokesperson Spokesman Jay Carney said Mr. Yatsenchuk's visit was meant to signal that we strongly support Ukraine, the Ukrainian people, and the legitimacy of the new Ukrainian government. And now we'll take a look at what's going on in Oz with our very own Adam Cesarini.
Thanks, Sebastian. Now, normally I inform you about the events happening here on campus, but with a few days left before break, I thought I would talk about spring break, specifically alternative spring break. Every spring and winter, the Center for Service Learning and Community Service sends students to a variety of different states and countries, such as the Dominican Republic and El Salvador. During these trips, students work under an organization to volunteer in some way in the area. No two trips are the same, and it definitely provides a different spring break experience than going home. All it takes is an application, so if this is something that interests you, keep an eye out for announcements next fall.
Spring break is fast approaching for college students across the country. What should parents and students know about how kids can stay safe during the holiday? Carl Azuz checks in with a college campus doctor for his advice.
He has a taste for towels.
Pretty much this entire length of the snake had towel in it.
The doctor thinks the boa constrictor ate a live rat that was clinging to the towel, and they both ended up inside Killer. The Tampa, Florida vet had to remove the towel through an incision inch by inch. Take a look at this Coast Guard cutter chopping its way through Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. The mobile bay is ramming through the ice to clear a shipping route to Lake Michigan.
You combine horsepower and weight, and you force yourself up on the ice and try to break that ice and try to force yourself through.
The Great Lakes are more than 90% covered in ice, the most in 35 years. Back on land, crews in Milwaukee have begun clearing the snow from Miller Park, getting it ready for baseball season. Opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers is March 31st. The city got quite a bit of snow this winter, and much of it is still on the ground. For Take a Look at This, I'm Sunland Serfati.
Coming up after the break, we'll have Brittany Hoffman with your latest in entertainment news and another look at your forecast with Lucy Bergman. Stay with us. You're watching WTOP 10 Top of the...
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
And welcome back to Top in the Morning. Let's take another look at weather with Lucy Bergman.
Good morning. If you're stepping outside right now, you are seeing some temperatures at about 32 degrees. We are having a real feel, however, of only 27. because of those winds from the northeast at 8 miles per hour. Notice northeast, that's where we're getting our name for our storm, a nor'easter. We are seeing those snow flurries from that beginning part of that storm over us right now. If we take a peek at our regional radar, we see that this storm system is right about on us right now. We are seeing some heavier snow bands moving into our area, and that will continue throughout the day. Seeing the range of this storm, it's a pretty large storm. It's affecting most of the East Coast, and we are going to see the snow primarily for this. Some parts to our south are seeing the rain. However, we are going to see snow for the better part of 24 hours. We have a winter storm warning until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, so definitely be careful if you're heading out on the roads, because we are going to see accumulations of 10 to 18 inches, which is pretty significant snowfall for here in Oswego. Additionally, behind this storm, we are seeing some bitter cold air tomorrow. We are seeing wind chill values sub-zero, closer to -15 tomorrow morning to start your day, so that's something to be aware of. This low pressure system is strengthening as we move through the day. We're in the bullseye for the heaviest snow, unfortunately. Temperatures are dropping as we move through the day. Our high temperature we are seeing right now is 32 degrees. We are dropping much colder as we move through the day. Flurries to start your day at 9 a.m. as you're stepping out the door. Cooling at noon to about 28 degrees. We're intensifying that storm. Before we hit 20 degrees at 5 p.m., this is when the heaviest snow is going to come and stay with us throughout the overnight hours tonight. And we are going to see some pretty significant snowfall totals, anywhere between 12 and 18 inches. We're in this bullseye, like I've been saying, for this powerful snowstorm. A lot of our areas to our south are seeing some mixing. That's why they're not seeing as much snow as we are. This snow is continuing tonight. I see accumulations anywhere between 2 and 4 inches. Our overnight low is 9 degrees, but expect those wind chill values to be -10 or lower. Our winds are from the north at 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's really cold. When you factor in those gusts over 45 miles per hour, it's dropping the temperature right down to those negative below zero temperatures, as well as blowing that lighter snow around. So it's going to make visibility very difficult if you're headed out tonight and through the afternoon today. Tomorrow, however, here's the good news. Clearing snow, however, bitter cold returning with that. 15 degrees is your high temperature, a low high rather, and we could see wind chill values below 15 degrees, which is extremely cold. We are seeing extremely powerful winds, unfortunately. If we start our day tomorrow, we're seeing anywhere between -10 and -20 degrees on our real feel. Unfortunately, that's going to bring our temperatures way down. So if you're heading out tomorrow morning, you want to bundle up because it's going to be a cold one. However, behind this system, some pretty good news for travel on Friday if you're heading home for spring break. 38 degrees is your high temperature. We're warming right back up, so that cold air isn't sticking around for long. This weekend looks pretty favorable. Some snow flurries in there, but overall, a really great weekend for us. Unfortunately, just a little snow to deal with today. I'll have more on right at the end of the break, but for right now, I'll send it back to Sebastian.
Thank you, Lucy. You've probably heard of snakes eating rats, insects, things like that, but what about an entire towel? That's what a boa constrictor in South Florida ingested last week. Yep, Dr. Julia Shakri of Blue Pearl Veterinary Partners in Tampa discovered the ravenous reptile had eaten a rat on Tuesday, which happened to be clinging to a towel, which ultimately got stuck. After 2 weeks of rest and recovery, he'll be back to normal. And now we're going to have a look at entertainment news with Brittany Hoffman.
Thanks, Sebastian. One of the newest fads for women in, right now is the thigh gap. Not many people really have a thigh gap, but for those that do, #MindTheGap has been quite the trend. So trendy that retailers have began to Photoshop thigh gaps onto their models. Target's most recent fail has left thousands with their jaws dropped. Recently found on their website was a model wearing a junior-sized bikini, and it seems that her lady parts and a chunk of her arm were missing. Let the thigh gap live if you want, but advertisers, be careful when you decide to Photoshop. Moving on to the most recent with Miley Cyrus. When Miley Cyrus appears on stage in her underwear, it's usually on purpose, but supposedly not this time. She posted a pic after her show in Milwaukee. Cyrus said she missed her costume change, but didn't want to miss the next song. So she ran out in her undies on stage. Another star to take a hard left from their teeny bopper pop success, you guessed it, Justin Bieber. He recently sat down for a deposition related to a lawsuit filed by a member of the paparazzi, surprise, surprise, and colorful to say the least.
His lawyer says it's tough being Justin Bieber.
His management team has to hire bodyguards to protect him because he is virtually assaulted wherever he goes.
Roy Black launched into a staunch defense of his client outside a Miami courtroom where Bieber is facing a DUI charge. He also faces an assault charge in Toronto. And a lawsuit involving alleged battery. But Bieber's lawyer says the blame lies elsewhere.
We love it when people start becoming successful, but once they actually are highly successful, we do almost everything we can to destroy their lives.
Justin got particularly heated when the lawyers asked him about his ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez. Justin Bieber repeated himself multiple times, asking not to ever ask about her again.
So I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Somebody is getting fired over this Photoshop issue.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure someone's already been fired, and if they haven't, I don't even have that much practice on Photoshop, and I don't even think I could mess up that badly.
And then again, you probably don't need to do much on Photoshop anyway, but that's an industry thing. We'll see what happens. Absolutely. We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll have a final look at your weather forecast. Stay tuned. You're watching Top in the Morning.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
And welcome back to Top in the Morning. I'm Sebastian Edmond. A Pennsylvania woman got physical with a reporter as she left court on Tuesday. Family members tried to block the camera, and when the WNEP reporter put a microphone in front of Julie Ottaviani, she grabbed it. When the reporter asked the question again and puts the microphone in front of her the second time, she hits him with her purse. Minutes before the altercation with the reporter, Ottaviani had agreed to plead guilty to criminal charges. She admitted posting online nude photos of her soon-to-be ex-husband's girlfriend. Investigators say she wanted revenge against him, so she created a fake Facebook page using the photos, then added the girlfriend's 14-year-old son as a friend. Amid a soaring stock market and improving economy, college savings stashed in 529 plans hit a record of $227.1 billion last year. Investments in 529 plans grew by 19%, or $36.4 billion in 2013, according to the College Savings Plan Network, which collected data from all of the country's 529 college savings and prepaid tuition plans. And now let's take a look at your final weather forecast with meteorologist Lucy Bergman.
Well, guys, if we take a peek at our current conditions out there right now, we are seeing a temperature about 32 degrees, and unfortunately, that's our high temperature for today. We are experiencing a nor'easter this afternoon, continuing into tomorrow, and those winds are pretty powerful, so they're going to be dropping our temperatures really quite down a bit. If we take it back to our regional radar, we see that we do have this snow band sitting over us right now, and we could see accumulations upwards of 12 to 18 inches this afternoon, continuing into tomorrow morning. However, if we do look at our temperatures, if you're stepping out the door, what you want to be aware of is that the temperatures are dropping throughout the day, so it might seem warmer right now, but you want to grab that extra layer because by your last class at 4 or 5 o'clock, we're only going to be sitting at 20 degrees, closer to 18 if you're stepping out the door to go to the game tonight. So definitely be aware of the snow that's impending on us and going to be continuing for the better part of 24 hours, unfortunately.
Thank you so much for that, Lucy. Now, considering how cold it is, one of these alternative spring breaks sounds very good because not only are you doing something great, it's also a lot warmer than it is here in Oswego.
Oh yes, definitely. I have a few friends that I actually had a video for you guys, but it didn't end up working. My friends Andrew Baumgrass and Abby Frazier, they're both going to alternative spring breaks, and they're very, very excited. This is Andrew's 4th time going.
Well, speaking of studying abroad, we have a package from our very own Sunny Goldbaum talking about students that have studied abroad in Korea. Let's take a look at that right now.
I would say it's the greatest college decision, like best decision you'll make throughout your college career.
It was awesome. It'll probably go down as one of the best experiences of my life.
I knew I wanted to study abroad, but I was kind of wary on going to a country that didn't speak English, so chose Australia.
It's awesome to just be, thrown into this place all the way across the world. It's just crazy how you learn to adapt so fast.
You go to Brisbane, it's like best of both worlds type place. Like it's got the college atmosphere, but then it also has the big city feel. It's just like a laid-back city. Gold Coast is 45 minutes away, so like it's one of the nicer beaches in Australia. Brisbane itself is a city I can see myself living in for the rest of my life.
Yeah, we saw everybody from Europe, countries all over Asia.
I met so many amazing people, like friends from like all over the world. We went and visited them over winter break actually. Like went to Europe and visited them. These are lifelong friends.
Yeah, now we talk to everybody all the time.
I studied abroad in Sydney, Australia through the CAPA program.
And CAPA was a program in which they did pretty much half classes, half internships.
My internship opened up my eyes to that side because it was through mental health, so I got to compare it to what mental health is seen as over here as it is over there.
And literally blew away my expectations. They were great people. They helped me through everything.
I learned a lot about myself. It made me grow up a lot.
They helped me narrow down on what I want to do with my career. And if I'm an employer, I'm going to be blown away seeing that, wow, this kid worked for a finance firm in Sydney, Australia.
Just being in Australia, just by yourself on your own, it's crazy. You learn to do so much.
You learn how to assimilate with other people. You learn how to adapt to people's like different cultures, and in like the globalized world, you need that.
Definitely do it. Don't think twice. I thought twice about it, but I had always wanted to go to Australia, and you gotta just not really expect anything. You just gotta wing it and go. And I definitely say do it because it's definitely a life change.
It was worth every dime, and if I had the option and time to go back, I definitely would. Hands down, without a hesitation. To get that 20-hour flight back,
So those students studied in Australia, pardon me, but Sunny also talked to some people about studying abroad in Korea. He's been talking about a lot of exotic places that are far away, but one place that isn't too far away that I'll be at tonight is the Campus Center Ice Arena. TOP will be broadcasting the hockey game today, 6:30. Make sure you catch that. Hope you guys are able to be a part of it in some way.
Yes, definitely. I'll be attending the game.
I'm looking forward to it again. If you're heading outside, you want to grab that jacket for the game because it's going to be snowing pretty hard. We're going to have some pretty good hockey weather tonight into tomorrow. So.
Yeah, well, this is a playoff game. I'm pretty sure bad weather or not, people are going to be turning out for this one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
One of those must-not-miss games.
Absolutely. Well, that is all the time that we have here for Top in the Morning. For my entire team, I'm Sebastian Edmond. Have a great day, Oswego.